Hello everybody, Wakeboard fan here. I am back with some Loadout. It was a fun free-to-play game on Steam and I enjoyed it very much and I thought I'd make a video about it. So as you can see here, it is a cartoony kind of over-the-shoulder third-person game that has highly customizable characters, weapons, and all. It is quite fun and quite pretty extreme, I guess. Now as you can see here, this is the weapons crafting menu. Now the weapons crafting menu features the different weapons that you can actually use in the game, and a lot of these weapons are actually highly customizable slash makeable, such as you can see, the trigger, what type of ammo you have, your sight, also what type of gun it even is, like such as a rocket or a beam or a pulse gun, and other things of that type. This is what the rocket gun looks like. And as you can see, there's two different types of game mode at the time. There's casual and competitive. Casual, you can play versus other humans or versus robots, and competitive is sort of like the ranked game in something else like League of Legends or something. The matchmaking has been greatly improved. Earlier I tried playing over the weekend and I could not get into a match in about 20 minutes. So as you can see, this is the loadout here, which is where you can connect different loadouts, which is your guns, your equipment, and your character itself. Getting around in this game is pretty fun. You can roll, you can jump. The physics is also really cool. The gameplay is also quite difficult sometimes, but you can also just practice while you get good at it, or if you really focus on getting good you can. As this game mode is a sort of capture the flag, or capture the hammer really, or you're stealing the hammer. Now the hammer is pretty much like a gravity hammer in Halo. It would be, but it's also the flag, so it's also what you're trying to steal, but it also has 5 charges, and it is pretty much an insta-kill. Now as you can see here, I got pretty destroyed, which happens if you get ganged up on pretty rapidly. Hopefully you enjoy. I will be back in a second to explain a little bit more of the game.
The enemy has... Your hammer has been returned. Victory is yours. Your team has captured the hammer.
Eight, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
The enemy has scored, and the match is now tied. The enemy has scored. They are now in the lead. Kill assist. You denied a kill.
A very cool feature also of this game is the heartbeat pretty much sensor, which is what happens when you start getting low health, is that the audio puts in a heartbeat, which you can see in the top left hand corner by the red, and will also allow you to hear a verbal representation of your health. Now, in this game there's also different types of guns for long range, short range, assault, rockets, and what I have here is just pretty much a machine gun that I made, which is quite cool. Also, like I said, is that you can pretty much make your own games. When you run over a health pot, it pretty much just puts needles in your butt and in your arms and in different places, and that's how you heal up. So I will go quiet again and let the game play out.
The score is now tied. The enemy has scored. They are now in the lead. Kill denied.
Now back in the lobby here, as you could see earlier, there are different types of guns as rockets, laser beams, pulse, and pyro, which is pretty much fire. This game is also very good. It has a very good compatibility with mouse and keyboard, but also it has a very good compatibility with Xbox 360 controllers, which I was using at the moment. I do not believe it is the most accurate way to play the game or the most precise way to play the game, but it does indeed work quite well. So now I am starting another game mode. This is kind of like capture the resources, I guess you could say. And for this game, I'm going to do a flip counter to show you exactly how many times it flips. So let's get started. So what it is in this game while the flip counter is going, it is capture resources and put them or run near those little boxes. So as you do that, you are trying to get as many as you can, as long as you're the collector. But if you're not the collector, if you're somebody assisting the collector, then what you're trying to do is kill the enemy team or draw their attention away from you. Because the enemy team, of course, can kill you, which means it switches collectors, which means you're spending more time trying not to die and less time actually collecting the materials that you need to. Now each time you collect it, you gain materials. You cannot actually lose points, I guess. You cannot actually lose the collection that you have, which makes this game mode a little faster because you're not actually losing points as the game goes on. Also, another thing I'd like to talk about real quick is the death scenes. As you can see in the times that I die, the death scenes are quite amusing or gruesome and very gory. Like as you just saw, the legs get cut off. There's other ones where your body keeps running or you'll blow up. But also, another really cool thing is as you get shot, different parts of your body might fall off, which is also very gruesome but quite amusing and adds a different layer to the game. So this will act as if like your leg got hit and it really takes away the meat and just leaves like the skeletal remains of your leg, which is very fictional and very different. Also, in a lot of these game modes there are big pits that you can fall into, which adds another element so that you can't blindly roll into different places.
The score is now tied.
Like I do most of the time, and it makes it a little more difficult to get away because most times you can pretty much just dive backwards or dive to the left or the right and you can get out of a bad situation. So now I'm just going to let the game play out and stay tuned till the end because there is a clutch slash super lucky slash completely random lucky play that happened in the end. So I'm going to keep the counter going and thank you all for watching and have a nice day. Bye now.
The enemy has scored. They are now in the lead. The enemy has scored, and the match is now tied. gathered. Score posted. You are in the lead. Closing deep. Blue turning gathered. Blue turning score posted. Enemy score increased. The enemy has scored, and the match is now tied. The enemy has scored, and the match is now tied. You are the collector. The enemy has 2 captures remaining. 3 captures remain. The score is now tied. Score posted. You are in the lead. Victory is yours.